What up, guys? It's your boy, Kevin the Farm D, aka Kevin the Refugee, refugeehustle.com. What's up, guys? So if you guys are tuning into this today, I just decided to do a random stream. I'm in home in Boston, hence my weird 70s background. But guys, today I want to talk about all my failed business ideas and money making ideas. Stay tuned. Yes, I finally got it to work, man. I've been trying to work that out for not a long time, but just never took the time to just like figure things out. So now, like when I do replay and stuff, it's gonna be lit. What's up, guys? Never mind me. I'm actually eating right now too. My mom made me some stew as well. But yeah, man. So this will be part mukbang, part just me talking about my failed businesses and stuff like that. And it's pretty funny. Cause this year for me is all about doing uncomfortable shit. And what better way to start off the year than talk about all my L's that like the last, I don't know, 29 years I've been alive. So yeah, man. So it's pretty funny. So today we got, let me check the chat. We got my boy. Goddamn. We got my boy Phil. That was a cool intro thingy. Same, eating some Walmart deli food. All right. Dude, that sucks, man. Be careful about that deli food, man. All them nitrates. But I know when you're broke and stuff, like, dude, I'm living at my mom's house right now just for other reasons. But yeah, man. That broke life, embrace it, man. That's part of the refugee hustle, baby. Though we didn't hear the fail ideas yet, do you junk? It was your execution or the idea itself? Well, let me start at the beginning. So I'm gonna shut this. I'll revisit the stream not too much later in the night. I'm actually waiting to go to my friend's birthday right now, so I'm just eating at home. They're having dinner, so that's part of broke life, man. You just can't afford shit. But anyways, yeah, man, like I had this idea where I would pull up my old businesses like on my on like Google Chrome and stuff, but honestly I spent over an hour trying to work these technical issues, and I just thought it just took away from the stream. I'll just talk about all my businesses, and you can just, some of them you can actually still look up. Like if you look on my Facebook, like my personal one, I still have some of my businesses or one of my businesses listed. And I think one of the reasons why like I always wanted to do a business was because my dad always told me, oh, be your own business person. But to be honest, I never really wanted to do business when I was like younger, I was never had a ounce of entrepreneurship or anything like that. But my dad always encouraged me, hey, try something, work for yourself. You'll have true financial freedom that way. And it's funny because my dad was totally not entrepreneurial at all. He was always like very safe. He didn't even like investing into the stock market, So that was one reason. But I think part of like when I was a lot younger too, I always want to find something I love doing and make money. And it was part of that win-win mindset, So yeah, I remember back in the day, I used to so back in the day when I was like trying to like, those high school jobs, some people work at Dunkin' Donuts, maybe a coffee shop, or maybe they'll work like pushing carts. I pushed carts, man. That was my first job. That sucked. Yeah, that job sucked so much. I was like, fuck, this sucks ass. Like pushing carts for $6.75. Fuck this shit. So then I remember going to the mall and I was just looking for a job. I applied everywhere, even Victoria's Secret shit, man. I just wanted out of pushing carts. That was not for me. And I remember one of my first jobs was actually at GNC. So General Nutrition Center at the Arsenal Mall. It's no longer there. I already checked it out. But it's no longer there. But I used to work there and sell supplements. So that's why I know a lot about nutritional supplements, was because of my experience back there, like bilberry for eyes, stuff like that. Like I know a lot about the herbals. That's how I got into like sort of supplements, nutrition, working out, that flex on no working out, all that sort of stuff. And so I love that job. Even to this day, I love that job. It was just really fun. Like people would just come in, you just shoot the shit. People ask you like, "Oh, what's good for this?" And you can't make any like recommendations. You can just say, "Hey, this people say that blah 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 is good for whatever." And it's kind of fucked up. Sometimes like in the back, they would always have the list of commission and stuff. And since most of the supplements are pretty much all the same, they're sourced by the same manufacturers everywhere. I would just like being Chinese salesman, I just looked at whatever's top that month, top commission that month. And I would get like 10, $20 per every supplement I sold. Looking back on it, felt kind of bad because some of them probably sucked, but whatever. Caveat, oh shit. Dude, I forgot all my Latin. Emptor? Yeah. So buyer beware, man. But yeah, like because I was doing that, I really wanted a way to sell supplements that was really was a lot cheaper for people, because I just felt like it was so overpriced and there was so much markup on all these supplements. Like, dude, it's crazy. Like, back in the day, maybe whey protein was a lot cheaper. And so it might be like let's say $10 for 5 pounds, right? Not that cheap, but let's say $10 for 5 pounds. They would market it out to like $100 or like 120. And so that's why they could pay me commission too, because there was so much markup on these drugs or these supplements. So I wanted a more honest business and wanted I guess Walmart style, but I just really wanted, like, to me, it was a win-win. Like I take supplements. I used to take a lot of supplements myself, like especially protein. So I would source protein from like one of the big manufacturers. I would literally have like 200 pounds of whey protein at my house minimum. It looked like a fucking operation, man. And we would just like basically pre-package and send it out. But yeah, like Phil says, I can't help but look at the chat. Phil says, I want to start something. I'm thinking about going into one of those investor events. I think it was JK who originally implanted business thinking into me. Same here, man. Like for me, JK was like a huge push for me to go into entrepreneurship. But I'll get back to that later. I'm just going time frame by time frame. So this is around college time. And keep in mind too, like at this point in my life, I did like maybe 2 multi-level marketing things that didn't work out, and they actually encouraged me to read people like Kiyosaki and Rich Dad Poor Dad and stuff like that. But I never read them. I just had the dream in my head that I wanted something more. I just felt like there was something better than just an hourly wage, but there was no real YouTube like business things online, or it was a lot harder to find information back then because we're dealing around 2006. YouTube just started out, so YouTube just didn't have these professional tutorial videos. They just had really like I would watch the JK stuff and it would just be comedy videos or homemade comedy videos. It would be really, those are my favorite YouTube videos, by the way. That was really fun. But honestly, like, yeah, there wasn't that high quality of content back then. And so, yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So, I start this company with my brother because I was like, hey, Chris, let's make some money. Like, I really like protein. Let's go 50-50 in it, blah, blah, blah. So we don't know anything about business. We don't like read any books or anything like that. We're just like, fuck it. We're young. We could just figure it out. And we actually did pretty well. Like, I think like we pretty much broke even, man, because we did all the math. We like when you're doing products and stuff, like, we already hit our break even mark. So we had a everything else was just house money. The reason why, but you know, like with school and stuff, we're both in school. So it's very hard to come back home, fulfill the orders and stuff like that, and then ship them out and dealing with payment because we didn't have like things like Square or anything like that. You know, like I'm telling you right now is like easier to start a business. Yes, there's a lot more competition because it's easier, but it's a lot easier nowadays. And that's why I was like, oh man, you know, I have to keep track of inventory. Like those sometimes I would run out. I'm like, fuck, I didn't keep good inventory management. And you know, like if I were to go back to it, I think I'd do a lot better. But I don't want to do it because there's so much headache and so much manual labor trying to fulfill orders and stuff. And yeah, man, it was just I think where that business failed was just because we even created a Facebook page, we created a online thing, we created business cards. By the way, business cards are fucking useless. Dude, most of the days like people just grab IGs and stuff. Like business cards are OG ways, you know. Maybe like I would not focus on business cards. I would really focus on branding and focus on like the value prop, you know. If you focus on price, dude, there's competition that will always kick your ass. There's always going to be another Chinese person that will Chinatown you. I call it the Chinatown method. No, shout out to Jump Cut Academy. No, just kidding. Affiliate link below. You know, like that's what I realized. People will always Chinatown you. They can buy bigger bulks. They have more money than you. They will outsell you. So you can't do it on price alone, you know? And I forgot what our mission statement was. The logo was hella janky too. It was like two like people flexing. So yeah, I sold mostly to my friends, but that didn't really work out execution wise, you know? So that was unfortunate. I really liked that business, but kind of steered me away from business after a while. At least like item wise and stuff like that, and flipping it. Maybe if I like flipped instead, like sold stuff on eBay, like how Charles Ngo and even like Joe and stuff did, like that would be better for me, so I wouldn't have to fulfill orders and stuff. And there's less intense because when you create your own in-house like product, you have to make it too, and it's just like, oh, even those repackaging is a pain. Think about pharmacy. That's why sometimes it's like, even though sometimes a lot of time you're just repackaging, it's still very, very, very like complicated too, you know? So yeah, man. So we were just doing that. What else? Yeah, and like, dude, I would eventually, I think this was me, like, I think this was like more my fault because I just got lazy after a while. There came a point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to fulfill orders. There was so much money on the table that like there's a lot of consumers that wanted my product, but I was just like, I don't want to do this. So I think somewhere around like pharmacy school or senior year, I stopped everything. I think around senior year of my WPI days, my undergrad days, that's when I actually stopped doing simple supplements. I stopped doing anything. I still have a Facebook page. You guys can join if you want, but it's inactive. Man, but it was fun though. Like my brother had a friend who designed the logo and stuff, and it was really cool, man. And I just shot him, like, we didn't have that much money, so we just shot him a free product, you know, for protein. And yeah, it's just like, dude, that's the thing. Like that's when your product is good. My product was very high quality, by the way. I had certificates for everything, of like I forget what they call it, certificate of analysis, to make sure that your product is actually the product. I had like food scientists that tested all the flavors. I even had natural flavors, you know, like this is before the stevia hype and all that sort of stuff. And I even had all that. So, but that was an example of where I had a really good product, but the execution didn't fall out. And I think from that experience, I just learned that it just sort of, you need a good team, and you have to be able to want to do the dirty work too, you know. And I think like choosing my brother, not to say he was a bad partner, but it just didn't work out because our stage in life, our priorities weren't on the business. So we weren't 100% into it, or when we were into it, we weren't 100% focused, and we didn't meet regularly, and we should have. We should have talked about strategy, marketing, how we like treat things like a business. And that's something that I try to do with Refugee Hustle. Even though it's like still in its infancy stage. I mean, I've been writing for Refugee Hustle for a long time, but one thing I'm trying to do this year is like learn from the top businesses. What are people like Amazon doing that I can apply to my business? That's more of like a CEO thing I've learned from Ramit Sethi after being in his what's that called? His, not mastermind, but his beta course. And I've learned so much about like all the components that you need to have a business. Every business is going to be a little different, right? But yeah. So that was my first business. Let me go to chat, just answer any questions, because I know Phil is pretty much the only one in this bitch. There's only 4 people today. So yeah, just to answer your question, Phil. Yeah, it was the execution and probably the idea behind it. We didn't have a strong why. That's why when I read strong, the book Start With Why, it was so profound, because I realized, oh shit, we forgot about the branding. We forgot about why we actually want to do this. I mean, basically, I wanted to make supplements like affordable for everyone, but that was not a big enough why. That's on price alone. It doesn't really hit the inner deeper meanings for people. That markup is nasty. Yo, seriously, like with supplements, going to a GNC or going to a vitamin store or going to a brick and mortar, compare that price to online price, and even online, it's still marked up like a crazy amount. To source these things does not cost a lot. Creatine monohydrate, hella cheap. Creatine, like even creatine ethyl ester or like whatever, those are all hella cheap. They were very expensive back in the day, but prices have definitely gone down over the years. Ideally, YouTube should be the one making tutorial videos on making money on their site. Word of mouth is great value. That's all branding. Yeah. So that's actually a good point, because actually all my friends were telling me like, yo, Kevin's like slanging this protein business. And honestly, I probably would have worked on my customer experience a little more as well. Could you hire some people for your business? See, the thing is, like, hiring is great if you have the capital, but see, my family, we're not like balling, we're just always middle class. So we never had, I couldn't afford to hire someone, and we weren't generating enough cash flow, So yeah, Chris, if you're watching this, I hope you enjoy like our times with Refugee Hustle. With Simple Supplements. I mean, those were some of my best experiences with my brother, because we just got to bond, we got to talk. I think that's why starting a business with someone you care about. People say don't do it, but at the same time, like, it's a good experience, bonding experience. And even if it doesn't work out, no problem, man. I just cashed out my brother's half of Simple Supplements and stuff. It was only like $500. But when you're working like a minimum wage job or like pharmacy intern or something like that, it's that money is like goes a long way, man. Joshan says, yo, MK, Happy New Year, Kevin. Yeah, so cool, guys. Yeah, so today I'm just talking about my failed businesses. So business number 2 that I ever decided was actually my last year of pharmacy school. I was taking a course called I bought a course from Ramit a while ago, and it was called Earn 1K. It's about how to start a business on the side. earn your first $1,000 to start a business on the side. So I was like one of the first buyers for that course. And so I wanted to create back in the day, I just felt like, I was in pharmacy school, but there was a lot of people struggling to find dates, and there's so much, even for me right now, like sometimes like when you're planning a day, you can get a lot of anxiety. So I wanted to find a way that we can make dating fun. So maybe doing like a way that we can match people up. This is before like the whole dating service app thing. There was no Tinder, there was none of that, right? So I wanted an easy way for people just to meet up, and just go on dates and have it fun. Almost like kind of like a mix between like a wedding planner and Tinder or something like that, There'd be a set place, and it would be very safe for the girl too, like because I actually teamed up with my friend Nancy. She bakes cakes now on her side. She started her business in that. But back in the day, we were just like very new, and we just still wanted to do something. I don't know what sparked it. I was just like, hey Nancy, let's do something together because we were really close friends, And yeah, man, we planned it. We planned like games, like a set game and stuff, and a system where if we could tell the girl could just tell us like how she really felt, feedback, and if she wanted to go on another date. Because another problem is with dating, a lot of guys, we never get feedback on how the experience was like, and stuff like that. So it was a really easy way to have a middleman to help ease that transition, to get feedback, make the date fun, so it makes it less anxious for everyone, and set something up. But only problem was, I think the problem with that was, one, we never truly launched it because we did one test launch, and it went okay. It went pretty fun. We had really fun games. Like nostalgia is like amazing. Like we have like a few questions and stuff, almost like an icebreaker, and I think, what else did we do? We did icebreaker, and we got a lot. We could give feedback to the guy at the end of the day, or vice versa, and we would exchange numbers only then. It was a cool concept in mind, but I think execution and having a platform to do it, it wasn't sustainable. And plus, like, if you want a service like that, it's almost like playing matchmaker too, because how are you going to identify your leads? It's great that we have friends, right? But how are we going to identify our leads? We weren't pricing this appropriately, because I feel like that sort of service, now knowing what I know now, that's more of a premium service, and for people that want to take dating seriously and make it fun again, I would probably target a different niche, because I was targeting people right after college, which might be a great niche, but sometimes like people don't always have money, and I think now I ask myself, can they pay and will they pay? Those are two questions I always ask myself when assessing a business as well. That's an easy way. Like, what's the value that someone's going to get out of it, and are they actually going to pay for it? Can they pay and will they pay? So, yeah, man, I didn't know anything about niches back then either. It was very broad. It was just like college students after university. That's like, duh, that's half my fucking Facebook. Are all those people gonna buy? No. So yeah, man. And then I think well, let me go back to the chat. What do you think about cryptocurrency? I'm in it. I love it. Diane says, hi Kevin, happy holidays. Hope all is well. Honestly, guys, been having a lot of L's this year, but making most of it. Just trying to have a little fun. Kevin, just go back to the country to go find a girl. I am in the country. Oh, you mean China? Yeah. RIP. I had a girlfriend in China once. Yeah. So didn't work out. That's super, super long distance. Yeah. I think like the what else did I have? There's another business too. So this one was after pharmacy school. So I finished pharmacy and I was just like, man, I want a I just want another business, but I don't want to do products and I don't want to do physical stuff, because it's very, for me, I'm not a very great planner. And if I do planning stuff, I would need someone who's really good at it. And it doesn't utilize my strengths or things that I want to do. So I was like, okay, let me do a service type of thing, So for a while, I had this one idea where I want to do, what was it? Kind of like, it was a balance between life coaching and financial planning, But I couldn't say I was a financial planner because I didn't have the certificate. But I just noticed like a lot of my friends, they had trouble, like they didn't know what to do with their money. They were getting a lot of cash flow, but had no idea what to do with it. And so I just felt like there's an opportunity there. And specifically, I want to target pharmacists because I understand the culture and like their cash flow and can they pay, will they pay? Yes and yes, Yeah, and so that was my initial thing, and I wanted to make financial planning sort of fun. So having an idea in mind, like what do you really want to do with this money? What are your like fun goals? Because sometimes like when you're doing personal finance, it's so freaking boring. I like watch a lot of these Udemy videos because I'm trying to launch my course right now. A lot of them are really boring. I would not recommend them. The facts and stuff, honestly, personal finance is not that difficult. But because people make it so damn boring all the time, that's a huge hurdle. And like sitting down, and there's all this pain associated with personal finance and stuff. And so yeah, man, I started doing like I looked at people's portfolios or not portfolios, but I sat down with people and just talked to them about like, hey, like, what do you want to do in life? Like I do it already, like I do it sometimes on YouTube when I do a podcast, or I do it like in my personal, like everyday talks with people, so it's something I always like doing. And, I would create these like proposals and stuff for people and whatnot. But I think a part of it too, I was very scared to ask for the direct sale, I didn't feel very confident in my business, and probably that's one of the reasons why it did not work. It was more of a consulting type of thing, but yeah. And that's actually one of the reasons why I wanted to do Refugee Hustle and create that online business or online personal finance thing, just to make things fun and whatnot again. But yeah, I thought that was probably a better way to go through things. But I've always been very interested in people and money. That's like my thing. Like I always really enjoy talking to people. That's why I do a stream all the time. Yeah. So I think I had some other businesses on the side, but they all fucking failed, man. Logan Paul. I just dropped 10,000 shares on Tron. Woo! I heard a lot of things about Tron too. I used to watch Lag TV. Well, I still do when they come out with a video, but it used to be a StarCraft thing. And then a StarCraft channel back when StarCraft was huge. I used to watch a lot of StarCraft in pharmacy school. And then what happened? Yeah, I follow this guy, Maximus Black. He's hella funny. He has a podcast and everything like that. But I've been watching his things about cryptocurrency because he jumped into it. And he's really entertaining. He's like, calls himself the alt king, or the wolf on alt street. I was like cracking up. He sings on the stream too. He makes crypto really fun. He has this show series called like shitcoin or something. I don't know, but he basically buys like $500 of a certain coin and sees if it shits the bed or if it's actually a good coin, and he just randomly picks. It's really interesting. He's a real good entertainer. I try to learn from him because I sometimes want to make my streams just as entertaining and stuff. But yeah, I've been seeing James Altucher's course going around the internet too. I don't know if it's because I'm targeted or something, I actually dropped money on his course, and his course is just okay. Honestly, it's nothing special that you can't learn by yourself. And I think I'm going to jump more into altcoins once everything kind of settles, like in my personal life and financially as well. I just gotta be very careful, you know. Phil says Logan Paul. So for y'all that don't know, I think everybody fucking knows what Logan Paul did. You know, like I don't know, man. I just don't. I feel like a lot of those people who do a lot of like even his brother and shit. I think his brother Jake Paul as well. I think they're fucking scumbags, man. I see all their like their content. It doesn't really relate with me. I think it's really stupid. And I think it's like being an Asian too, like going to another country like Japan, which is so welcoming to people that visit and deal with this fucking asshole who is very disrespectful. Like that's the problem, man. Like I think sometimes like I don't know. I don't want to sound like racist or anything, but that's like the connotation for or the feeling that I get that a lot of Asians have for white people because they just don't take the time to understand our culture. And maybe like sometimes for us we don't take the time to understand white people culture or whatever. But me being an ABC and American born, I just find it very disrespectful just to go into a country, not know like and give no fucks, no respect, dude, and just for the views. But you know, like at the end of the day, I do feel like, you know, the intention behind it was sort of genuine, you know, because like his intro, outro, suicide awareness, but I'm not sure if he was like doing it just to cover his ass, but either way, it doesn't matter. Good, he got checked, you know, like fuck him, dude. Like I feel like sometimes we all need a reality check, you know? And for him, like privilege, white kid, people never say anything. Well, good. I'm glad the internet reacted the way they did because I mean, you can only be rude and disrespectful for so long, man, before people lash out. And when you're a public figure like that, dude, why the fuck would you do that, man? I don't know. Like, I get it. Sometimes I vlog and I'm just like, ooh, should I vlog here or not? But the content would be really, really funny. Like today, I went to I'll tell you guys about it tomorrow. That'll be my stream for tomorrow. But I went to a Chinese fortune teller because I've been catching all these L's. My mom asked me to go, and I was like, oh man, that'd be so funny to just like go in and record it. But then I was just like, you know, we're talking about my dad. We're in a really dark time. It makes my mom uncomfortable, and I just like, let's not do this. So I shot a quick Snapchat of me leaving and stuff. But it's just like, yeah, there's certain situations where you want to be more mindful of other people or show more respect, man. Like, not everybody likes to be on camera, okay? Not everybody likes to, especially like when you're dealing with dead or really sensitive topics, like, dude, be a little more mindful. If you're gonna do it for the views, just be as respectful as possible, man. But yeah, like filming a dead body and all that. And like I think Philip DeFranco has a good point. YouTube is so biased, man. Like, dude, nothing happens to his channel at all. There's not equal treatment, you know, and you know, like, okay, that's fine if you're very transparent about not being equal toward people. Fine, you know, that's our decision to continue to upload onto this platform, right? But to have this fakeness of and not be genuine about, hey, this guy gets no strikes against his account, you know, none of that. But it just doesn't feel right, you know? That's what you're low-key doing here. Hospitality business. What are your 2018 resolutions? Man, there's a lot, man. I think like this year it's just like, damn, my stew is getting cold, man. My mom made me this Chinese stew. It's so bomb. But I think like for me, I'm definitely launching my product this year for sure. I already finished like I think about 75% of the marketing stuff. And I'm like in the middle creating right now. But yeah, man, really launched my first product for the first time. Um, I have a lot of resources. I have like coaches and all that sort of stuff. And hold on, my friend's calling me. Hello, I'm at home right now. Yeah. Hmm. Oh yeah, I'm planning to go. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, let me give you a call right back because I'm actually on a stream right now and I'm about to close it soon. So let me give you a call back. Like, all right, bye. Um, yeah. So my two I want to launch my product right, so I can get consistent cash flow about that. I really want to grow my email list. That's another thing. That's business wise. I think physical wise, I don't have any like physical goals yet. Honestly, I've had so much stuff happen to me in the past few days. Uh, I haven't really thought about my 2018 goals. I've just been I review my goals pretty regularly, and I don't know. Maybe I should talk to my coach about setting up some goals, but I haven't planned it, man. To be honest with you, can you stream and talk about cryptocurrency? Um, if I were to do a cryptocurrency, what would you want to know? Because I'm not an expert in cryptocurrency. Like, I have a portfolio on cryptocurrency, and I haven't played with too many altcoins. It's not very fun or sexy, but a lot of opportunities in altcoins. I mostly have been doing like more microcap stocks and stuff like that, and like I mean a lot of different stocks and stuff. But yeah, that's my mom. Yeah. So Phil says I agree with that. I think they act so childishly, so most of the young fans can imagine themselves in their positions. Yeah, I definitely don't agree with that, man. That's like really messed up. It's like, dude, it's like vlogging in a funeral parlor or vlogging at a funeral. It's not that shit is like not cool, you know? Kind of like how when we were kids, being playful and obnoxious with Dojo was fun. Seeing an adult do it and get away with it just seems fun. Him being a savage target audience, yeah. Reminds me of like how childish a lot of these YouTube people are or people watching YouTube. Like I love YouTube, like I watch a lot of good content on YouTube, but seeing I think like it's just a reminder of there's so many kids, like there's so many, I don't want to say dumb kids, but because that's not right. I don't want to say dumb kids, that's not what I'm thinking. But a lot of, I mean, people think my content is pretty racy in the pharmacy world, but I'm just like, dude, look at like these other YouTubers. I'm pretty tame, to be honest with you. I don't say anything too crazy or anything like that. But I express all my opinions openly too. And people just don't like that sometimes. Phil says hi, Kevin's mom. Yeah, guys. Anyways, my friends are actually calling me. I gotta go out. And but yeah, guys, I'll see you guys on tomorrow's stream. MK, let me know what you want to know about cryptocurrency in the comments. I'll read it later tonight, and or message me actually on Instagram or something, and I'll try to research and do whatever. But dude, thank you so much for tuning in and listen to me talk for like about an hour about all my L's and my like failed businesses and stuff. This was I didn't really get to do a mukbang because I didn't really get to eat everything, but whatever. I was too busy talking. I think you're tame compared to Bart and Joe. Yeah, hell yeah. Um, I'll tell you this too. I know Joe personally. He's crazy sometimes. He's actually really crazy, but he's a lot tamer than you think. So he's actually very intelligent, very well spoken. He's like, he has this like, I don't know, camera presence, but don't be fooled, man. He's a genius and he's such a great guy, man, and I'm so glad to have him as one of my friends. Like, I'm so grateful. So, anyways, guys, see you guys next time. Peace.